Welcome, folks. Last minute betting. Bob and Jabari Mike will be along here soon. We got your quick fix for sports betting brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Go to oddsjam.com/subscribe. Use the code Bob20 for 20% off. All right? Do that today. And got a lot of other stuff going on. Excited about the day. We did the NFC North yesterday. Mike was ripping on the Steelers like crazy. We'll see what happens today. In our NFL talk, lots of baseball today. Astros have already lost. Giants ruined my day. Rangers beat Paul Skeens 1-0 today. And what was the other game? Oh, the Mets beat Baltimore. So those 4 games are done. And welcome, guys. Welcome.
What is up, PhD? What's up, Justin? Mike rocking a Wolves jersey. I am, man. Rocking the old retro here. It's KG as well. Kevin Garnett, baby.
That's a good one. That's
Kevin
a good one.
Garnett.
It'd be a little bit better if you had an AP, a little Anthony Peeler.
Okay. Well,
University of Missouri, left-handed shot.
Would have been hard to find one of those, I'm going to bet.
Probably.
I mean.
Probably so. Probably so. He thought it was Kevin Love.
Nope.
All right. Just watching Gill Arena podcast. Rashad McCants being the idiot he is. So Lamar Odom is a better player than Kevin Garnett and Anthony Davis.
I disagree with that.
What the hell's he smoking? Yeah, primetime Garnett was awesome.
Absolutely. The big ticket, man. Come on. No, not even a chance. Lamar Odom sniffs Kevin Garnett.
I got to tell you guys this. You might get a kick out of it. Mike, you might go, Jesus, Bob, will you let it go? That's probably what you're going to say. But I sent Justin a video of Ahmad Rashad years ago interviewing Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. And it was a great interview. If you get a chance to see it on YouTube, it's great. Bill Russell said that if he was playing in that day, which, you know, he get this, guys, his top 5, if he wasn't counting him or Russell in it, would have been Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. He would have put Hakeem in there if Russell or him wasn't in there. And who was the you know what? They were mentioning the Big O and Elgin Baylor. They actually went 6. You know, and if you think about it, listen to what Kobe said about Elgin Baylor and Oscar Robertson, man. He was big fans of those two, wasn't he, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Smoking what Odom was smoking. Yeah, had to be, because I am not buying into give me Lamar Odom over Kevin Garnett or Anthony Davis.
I don't get that at all.
No, thanks. No,
I mean, you know, you're when you're with a Kardashian, your basketball career is over, man. It's all reality TV after that.
Well, that's
Jabari.
That's not even that's fake reality right there. Thinking that, yeah.
Jabari, how you doing?
I'm chilling.
Okay, like a villain. So, anything in the world of baseball got anybody fired up at all?
Not really. I'm just waiting for playoffs at this point.
Okay. All right. Dodgers holding a 3-game lead over San Diego. Um, Milwaukee with an 11.5 game lead over the Cubs. Philadelphia's lead is now 6 over Atlanta. Houston's, as bad as they played here, especially in this series with Boston, they still got a 4.5 game lead over Seattle because the Dodgers are whipping up on Seattle. Cleveland with a 3.5 game lead over Minnesota and Kansas City. And then the Yankees and Baltimore are in a virtual tie for first place. Kansas City at 70 wins, guys. So they're really making a push to be a playoff team this year. All right. Now I got one other question for you guys. And I'm going to go to college football here real quick. And the reason that I'm doing this, I want you guys, I don't know if you know what the college football playoff format completely is. Okay. But they have changed it. It had been the 5 highest ranked conference champions. It's going to be the 4 that earn top 4 seeds and receive a first round bye. Okay. But what's really weird is how they do it after those initial games. Okay. So the 4 playoff quarterfinal opponents are dictated by the bracket. Number 1 is going to play the winner of 8 and 9. Number 4 will play the winner of 5 and 12. Number 2 will play the winner of 7 and 10. And number 3 will play the winner of 6 and 11. There evidently is no reseeding. What do you guys think of that? Almost the number 1 seed is kind of getting penalized a little bit, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, that does worry me a little bit, when you run into that. But, I mean, you look at it in the NFL, first-round teams get a bye week. Sometimes it doesn't work out in their favor. Sometimes it does. It's just going to be dependent upon, how they're able to handle that. But I don't mind it, honestly. I dig it. I mean, I can get down with it.
Okay. What do you think, Jabari?
Think it's garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, the 1 seed definitely shouldn't be playing the 8 or the 9. Because I mean, the 8 or 9, I feel like it's pretty competitive. I would feel more comfortable if they were playing the 6 or 11, not necessarily the 5 or the 12. So I do feel like they're getting penalized just a little bit. Because if the 8 or 9 seed is any kind of, good team, then it's pretty much going to be done for them. We've seen many of 1 seeds not really do anything,
Right.
plenty of years in a row. And I mean,
Right.
who was the number 1 seed last year? Was Michigan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and like they would have played, in this case, they would have played the winner between Missouri or Ole Miss by the time the final rankings had come out. So that probably wasn't too bad. But like Washington would have been playing either Florida State or Arizona, which they would have dominated either one of those. UT would have been playing the 7 or 10, so it would have been either Oregon or Ohio State, which they probably would have beaten both of those. UT was pretty good. And Georgia would have been playing Michigan in the semifinals. So I don't know.
One thing they've done, okay, for the playoff quarterfinals, they're all going to be hosted by bowls. So, for example, if the Sugar Bowl hosts the playoff quarterfinal and the SEC champion is ranked number 1 and the Big 12 champion is ranked number 3, the SEC champion would be assigned to the Sugar Bowl. The Big 12 champion would be assigned to a different bowl. So I kind of like that. I'm sure that they're going to have the Big 10 or Big 12, whatever they are now. What are they? The Big 10? Or the Big 16 or whatever. They're actually, I guess they could be with the Rose Bowl. It's just going to be really weird, guys.
Yeah.
With no Pac-12. It's going to be a very strange year. Clarify UT, Jabari.
What do you mean? Clarify UT.
Is that Tennessee?
If he's talking about UT, oh, University of Texas.
We're
Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Because remember, Texas was the 3 seed. They lost to lost to Washington by a touchdown. Remember?
Right. That's right.
The Sugar Bowl.
Right.
Last year. So for them to be playing, I guess it kind of would have ended up the same way. So it may not be as bad, but it's just gonna be kind of weird, and I kind of don't like it that
It's
much.
12 teams, man. All the people that were bitching about, we need to expand the playoff format, at least for 2024 and 2025. This is what you got, man. And
I felt like the number 1 and 2 seeds should have automatically gone to the semifinals, and then the 3 and 4 seeds would have been the playoffs. So after the bowl games and everything like that, then they would have played the winners after, the 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, blah, blah, blah seeds. Whoever got out of all that and got to the number 1 or 2 seeds, then they would have, played to go to the championship. So,
well, let's face it, it's going to be great for us sports bettors because we now have another layer of playoff games in college football to bet on, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. They're not UT. Just call them Texas. Vols are the real UT. PhD.
Nobody from the South calls Tennessee UT. We all call UT down here.
I call them Texas. Actually I call them Long.
Again, nobody from the South calls Texas Texas. We call them UT. So, to each their own. It's regional. I understand.
True.
You Texas people are kind of different, No, comment on that. All right, Mike, find me some EV plays. Oh my God, Texas is the Southwest. Oh,
who told you that?
Well, actually, hold on.
No,
I'm going to tell you now that Texas and Oklahoma at one time were in the Southwest Conference. He is actually right.
That has nothing to do with location. Texas is in the dead center of the United States and has been for at least the last 200 years. It's not the Southwest.
Remember the Alamo. That's all I can say. All right, Mike, find me some EV plays, would you?
Yeah, we'll see what's out here.
I enjoyed that.
I bet you did.
Somebody giving somebody else crap besides me.
Yeah. Boy, a lot of juice on Bobby Witt to go over 1.5 bases.
Well, yeah, look at that probability.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, getting it at minus 160, 62%. Other books are probably, they're drafting.
I'd take it just because it's the Angels and the garbage.
Yeah, we may as well go with a bet like this. We're not looking to
hammer nothing.
Yeah. No, but why not? It's on Fliff. Very good value at minus 160 on a play. If you were hitting it on DraftKings, you'd be minus 200. So probably got to go with that. And man, there's just not a lot out here right now, is there? I just scrolled through already. We're not seeing a whole lot out here. Let's see. This one, I'm not gonna lie. Why not? We're playing the Angels here. Lorenzen's on the bump. Let's go with him over 15.5 outs. Plus odds on that. Nowhere else is even offering plus odds. Angels are horrible. Why the heck not? May as well. See what else is out here. Man, that's about it right now. Kyle Gibson over 5.5 strikeouts. Probably not against Milwaukee. Yeah, no, that's all that's out here right now. So we'll get on those 2 plays and see what happens. Definitely a high on Bobby Witt. Maybe he hits a home run. Maybe that's a sign we need to roll with him for a home run tonight.
There you go, Jabari. One more comment.
Never considered.
I really don't want to do it to you, Justin.
No, it's not a PhD.
Oh, it's PhD. Hold on.
Yeah. Would we take the under in the Fresno State Michigan game? Where is that at? I mean, what week are we in? Week 1?
Yeah.
Where? Week 1 is this weekend, the 24th. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games this weekend. This Saturday.
For what?
For college football.
Oh, yeah.
There is no Michigan Fresno State game.
Yeah, there is, Bob.
Where at? What date?
What day is that? I'm looking.
You said for the Florida State game, that's this Saturday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, he's saying Fresno State and Michigan.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, Fresno State. I was looking for Michigan State.
And Michigan.
8:31. Well, you know what? That's in week 2.
Yeah, that's not this week.
No, that's not even.
That's next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
That's next Saturday. This Saturday is only 4 games.
Right.
FSU, New Mexico, Montana State, SMU.
Yeah, I'd probably wait.
I'd
probably wait a little bit.
Yeah, I see it now. I mean, hell, I don't know. You know, now you're going to get into these college football totals, man. You better have your act together there. It's not going to be like NFL preseason, which, by the way, through 32 games, 26-6 to the under.
I mean, I don't mind.
I'm not touching.
I don't mind rolling with anything like that.
Michigan's liable to whip their ass, man. Big time. They're favored by 21.5 points.
And UT's playing Colorado State.
That's
gonna be a good game.
That is true.
Don't be dissing water polo.
Well, it's gone now. So you had your fix, and would you go like 1-2?
Yeah, I didn't bet it very much. No, I did.
Don't worry. Don't feel bad. I went 1-2 on those preseason bets. And like I told you, the only quarter they went over was the only quarter that I fucking doubled down.
I know. Trust me. I know that because I tailed you on that.
I was not happy.
I wasn't either, but we're okay. All right. Let us talk NFC South. And we're going to start off with the New Orleans Saints. Now, Mike, I didn't realize that Derek Carr was back with them. Taysom Hill got a lot of snaps in the game the other day, although he in the depth chart is considered the 4th QB. But at running back, I think, obviously Kamara is there, but Jamal Williams is there. And does that help that team at all? And let's talk about something else. All right. Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Perry are your wide receivers. Juwan Johnson's the number 1 tight end. Taysom Hill's not only the number 4 quarterback, he's the number 2 tight end.
Well, Jamal Williams has been there.
Right. But does he come out this year and have a year to really help? Kamara's not going to be able to handle the rock 20, 25 times a game, guys. Those days are over.
No.
Does he have enough? I mean, is this team going anywhere, guys?
No. Not to me. No. I mean, I think they made, we'll see what what Chase Young can bring, defensively, what he's able to do. Made some moves there defensively, obviously, and Olave, is he going to improve? Is he going to get better? They're going to need that. I don't believe enough in Derek Carr. No, I think the Saints are third in the division, probably somewhere in there. Third or fourth, maybe.
Jabari, what Jabari? What, you got any feelings on the Saints at all?
I got nothing to add. Mike's spot on.
Daddy issues. Justin, a little hot, and maybe he will appreciate water polo. Who's daddy issues? You know what? We're going to find out what Jabari's take is on the Steelers. Kamara's over-under is 650 yards. So the books expect Williams to take plenty of rushes. Kamara is a hybrid receiver at this point. Okay. Oh, C-Win, what's up?
What is up?
She's from the Discord. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us here.
Yeah, I think that Kamara's definitely at that point in his career crazy. It's crazy how running backs, 1 year they're amazing, 2 years later you're talking about their careers over. Like lifespan of a running back in the NFL is just short-lived.
And it's still pretty well, the average is 5 years. Even after all of these years, it's still 5 years. All right, let's move on to the next team, which we probably don't really want to talk about this one either, but we're going to, whether you like it or not. The Carolina Panthers. Obviously, everybody's going to say nothing but trash with this team, I'm sure. Bryce Young, the quarterback, good thing it's not Jack Plummer. Chuba Hubbard, main running back. Miles Sanders, actually the third string running back on this team. Tay Johnson, Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo as your number one receivers. Tommy Tremble is the tight end. Bryce Young struggled in year one. I think he struggles in year two. I just don't see this team doing anything.
No, I don't have a whole lot to add here. They're in last place if I were to guess. At the end of the day, they just aren't a good team. I can't see them turning it around this year at all. But who knows? It's a division that could be wide open of an injury here or there. It's not like Tampa Bay or Atlanta are just unbelievable teams. They get a couple of injuries, it could get messy and interesting, but assuming nothing crazy happens, Carolina's competing for third and fourth place, in this.
Jabari, do you see anything out of Bryce Young that would make you think that he's ready to take a step forward?
Nope.
Boy, you're one-word answers today.
Well, for teams like this,
like this whole division, right? There's not a lot to talk about because we know where they sit. I actually think Andy Dalton probably will get some playing time on this team because he's the backup. Right. So, they're just, to me, personally, they should have drafted Anthony Richardson when they had the chance instead of Bryce. If they drafted Anthony, you really could have brought in Cam and turned Anthony into the next Cam, which I think personally he has the build to do. But they didn't. Right. And they passed up on CJ, and two of the better quarterbacks got away from you, and you chose Bryce, and it didn't pan out. So
it was a bad choice, wasn't it? Brandon is here. How you doing, Brandon? PhD thinks, I guess he's talking about the Saints, thinks they go over 500.
The Saints or the Panthers?
I think he's talking about the Panthers, maybe.
Really?
No, he's talking about the Panthers.
No.
Maybe
if you're talking about the Panthers, I'd be willing to bet you on that.
Yeah. Clarify that, PhD.
No, I mean,
no. Panthers. Wow. Holy cow.
I'll do a gentleman's bet at $20 that the Panthers do not go above 500 this year.
I mean, what's their win total in the book?
They only won like 2 games last year, and the team hasn't changed.
It's got to be 4.5, right?
Somewhere in there, probably. Well, I mean, regardless, yeah. I mean, they're not. I don't see them being above 500. Maybe they're sneaky and they finish in 3rd place in the division or something. You know,
maybe they finish like 7-10.
But,
you know, but they're not hitting 500.
I mean, even that I would. Yeah, even that I would be a little.
You'd be inadvertently saying they'd be 1 or 2 in the division when, if you go look at that division, when Breeze left and when Brady retired and left, all 4 of those teams have barely been at 500, like, and the 1 and 2 spots. Like Tampa Bay finished last year at 9-8.
Yeah,
that's barely at 500.
Yeah, and it's going to be the same this year, probably. You know. Probably the same type of thing. Only a couple of games above 500 is the winner of that division. Maybe they're at 500 or.
Well, they can't be at 500.
Well, no, they can't be now.
Well, they could if they had a
matter of fact,
they had
in 2022, neither one of them finished above 500. All of them were below 500.
Exactly. Justin wants to bet you $200, PhD. We have an unspoken Tennessee-Texas clash, so we can keep it there. Vols, Titans, Vanderbilt.
Touche. That's all right. We'll see what they'll do, PhD. Hopefully they can finish above 500, but with them playing 2 times against the Bucks, who are obviously better than them, the Saints, who have the veterans more than they do, the Falcons got Kirk Cousins, and I believe Kirk can win 2 games against them. So,
And they're next up on the list, which, by the way, I really do root for the Saints. Okay, I don't really have a football team, but my friends really like the Saints. But if I was going to pick a team, because I'm a football fan without a team, all right, if I was going to pick a team, I would probably root for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, well, I mean, they definitely adding Kirk Cousins is nice, is big for them. But yeah,
well, and then they got Penix, who's, the quarterback of the future there.
Yeah.
We got Bijan Robinson. I like him. They got Drake London now too, and we liked Drake London last year, guys. Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod III, Kyle Pitts at tight end.
I mean, the one thing that will help Atlanta is the fact Tampa Bay does have a little bit of a tough schedule, right? I mean, there are, looking at their schedule, some spots that it's going to be tough. The reason I lean towards the Bucks, and I know, and I'd be interested to know when the last time a team's won this division back-to-back years. I'm going to guess hasn't happened when Breeze was there, obviously, but since Breeze has left, I'm wondering how often that's happened. But I still do like the Bucks, just because now you have a full year now with Baker Mayfield with the team. I think that, Tampa Bay is still a decent team. They're not great. I mean, you do still have Mike Evans, and I know he's getting older, but I mean, has there been a more reliable receiver than Mike Evans? Been pretty damn consistent. And I mean, let's face it, Mayfield had a great year, man. And him and Kirk Cousins are kind of, I mean, I don't favor one that much higher over the other, so right. The difference is Kirk has no chemistry, never played with this team. Baker Mayfield has played a playoff game with this group.
Let me answer this first question really quick. And by the way, PhD says they lost the majority of their games by less than a TD. You know what? I've been down that road. That doesn't mean shit. The Falcons, why? It's the Falcons. I'll tell you why. Because they have a group of support fans called the Falcoholics. I kind of like that. Now, they did just make a PhD is talking about this here. They just made 2 additions in the past week with edge rusher Matthew. Do you say that?
Judon
and Justin Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
So those are pretty big additions to their roster. Okay. I like that. I think it does help out a lot. Kyle Pitts does get at least 1,000 yards and 7 TDs. He's a bust.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but here's what I'm going to say, okay? I'm going to bring some stats. I never bring anything without stats. Bill Goldberg doesn't even want to be a Falcons fan anymore. I'm dead.
Well, he's not a Falcons.
Preseason, well, not preseason rankings, but actually PFF grades before the season of this year. The Falcons actually have the 6th best offensive line. This offensive line might be Kirk's best offensive line he's ever had in his career.
Okay? I like hearing that.
So 1 was the Lions, 2 was the Eagles, 3 was the Colts, 4 was the Browns, 5 was the Jets. Obviously, 6 was the Falcons, 7 was the Chiefs. So that should tell you where they're at. Jake Matthews, one of the highest guarded left tackles in the league. Chris Lindstrom was one of the best guards last year. He had a breakout season. So did Drew Dalman. Those are his 3 key pieces. Their defense is starting to stock back up. They're getting Jesse Bates back. He's coming back off of injury, so he's going to be good. Got Grady Jarrett in the middle. David Onyemata's in the middle. So if there was a team to win this division, in my opinion, after we talked about it again, 2 weeks ago last week?
Yeah.
They might do it easily.
Yeah, that very well could, because Judon moves into the weak side linebacker position as a starter, and Justin Simmons moves in to the strong safety position as a starter. When you can pick up 2 guys like that and you're going to make them starters, right? And they're pretty good players.
Yeah.
You have, and by the way, Jesse Bates is a pretty good free safety too, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing to sneeze at. So you know what? The Falcons could be the sleeper pick that we've been talking about. They really could be. All right.
I mean, it's hard to argue. I mean, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, but like I said, the thing that does worry me, Tampa Bay does have some tough spots in that schedule. That's, whereas Atlanta more favorable. It's going to be between those 2 teams. We'll see what happens.
Deshaun is going to be McCaffrey-ish this year. I could see it. The only thing with Christian is he can shed some tacklers, and I'm not sure that Bijan is that kind of runner, but he sure can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's gonna. I mean, I think when he says McCaffrey-ish, I think it's not necessarily comparing them as running backs, more statistics wise,
and being
fantasy numbers.
Yeah.
Which I would agree with. He could have those type of numbers and impact that McCaffrey has. I mean, definitely different types of running. I mean, similar in some. I mean, they're both dual threat, but I got to be honest with you. I like this kid a lot. I think
I do too.
I think he's the real freaking deal.
That's what I'm saying, man. And with Kirk Cousins,
McCaffrey's great. Don't get me wrong, but boy, this guy.
You're already making the point with the offensive line. You know what? And Kirk Cousins having the best offensive line he's ever had playing in front of him. I really like Kirk Cousins. He's, except for the stupid thing, didn't he punch? Celebrating, didn't he punch a wall after he scored, or after they scored a touchdown one time, and broke his hand or something and knocked himself out of the season. Wasn't that him several years ago? You guys
I don't
remember?
know.
Okay,
I don't remember.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
not
think
sure.
it was. Obviously, you guys don't have very good memory, as the old man does. All right.
You don't remember. That's why you're asking us.
Well, I think
What the hell you mean?
I think
You
I
have as good a
remember.
memory as me, and you're sitting here literally asking us, "Hey, isn't he the guy?" Hell, you don't remember
All right.
either, bro.
Well, I think I'm right.
I thunk, and I thought, and
Jesus.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? Now you're gonna make me
Don't
go
start
look
taking
this up.
shots. Don't start taking shots. The hell out of here with that. There's
So
not a lot.
I think the parlay is, and here's one for the chat, and we posted in the OddsJam Discord: San Fran, Philly, the Texans, the Chiefs, and Atlanta to win their divisions. Put $100 on that. I'll see you at the end of the season.
Yeah. Not bad. All right. Bob's doing research on Cousins. Who cares? Tampa Bay. Look, we already touched on Tampa Bay pretty much while talking about Atlanta.
Well, not
They're going
really.
to be in the mix, but, you know, their schedule is going to be a little tough.
And they got to figure out the run game. The
They do.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the worst rushing offense in the league last year. That cannot happen. You cannot run the ball. They're just expecting you to throw the ball. But, I mean, even with that being said, didn't they get a wild card last year? So, I mean, but the division's trash. But they're not going to be able to just skirt by and do that against Atlanta. They need a run game. I think Rachaad White can do it, but I think he needs a second back to do it. And
Bucky Irving's the backup.
Well, no, Tampa Bay won the division last year, did they not?
yeah, barely.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, them and New Orleans were both tied. Yeah, they have the same record.
Yeah, they had the same record, but Tampa Bay had the tiebreaker.
Have the tiebreaker, yeah.
So,
Gonna be tight. I don't know if it's that tight this year, but
like,
you know.
to me, it should be Atlanta number 1, Tampa Bay. No, Atlanta number 1, New Orleans number 2, Tampa number 3, and then Carolina dead last.
Mike Evans, another 1,000-yard season, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's the only one beside Chris Godwin they're gonna throw the ball to, and they can't run the ball. So
yeah, Mike Evans will be old reliable again.
I don't know much about. Now I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, guys. You know that. So I'm definitely rooting for Atlanta, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa won the division for sure. It wasn't. I can't remember. There was a guy who played for. Did Cousins play for Washington at one time?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, if you're still digging on this punching, who cares? Let's move on away. Who cares if Kirk Cousins punched anything or not? You're very intrigued by Bob. You haven't.
He's got to find.
Bro, if you ain't found nothing out on it yet, it didn't happen. Like you would have found.
There was a player that did that.
Well, there's probably been a bunch of players that have done that. You're thinking of somebody in the NBA, probably.
No, I'm not. It's in a football game. It's in an NFL game. All right. Justin's going out on a limb about the Eagles. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever, Justin. That's all I can say.
No, I mean.
Oh, whoa. Look at this. Daddy issues comes through 1977. Well, it wasn't Kirk Cousins then. Yeah. All right.
Well, he wasn't even born yet.
Well, you guys weren't. Let's hear Jabari's take on the Steelers since we just went through this yesterday. People are wanting to hear what you have to say about the Steelers. I said this yesterday, okay? Mike Tomlin is a legendary coach. Mike jumped all over me because he's only won one Super Bowl and he's 8-10 in the playoffs, but he's never had a losing season ever. And he always seems to have this team. As a matter of fact, there was something that I read yesterday. There's only one game that Tomlin has ever coached that didn't have some sort of playoff implications or standing implications.
And my response was, I don't consider him a legendary coach, because if you're saying he is a legendary coach, you have to say a guy like Sean Payton's a legendary coach, because Sean Payton took one of the worst franchises we've ever seen in the New Orleans Saints and took a quarterback, Drew Brees, who was on the verge of not ever going to be able to play again, and turned that franchise around big time, won a Super Bowl, has been every bit as consistent as a guy like Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has coached a great organization in Pittsburgh. They've always got their act together. I take nothing away from Mike Tomlin as a coach. He's a great coach. Legendary, meaning Mount Rushmore of coaches?
No. Hold on.
That's
legendary.
What legendary
You can be a legend without being on Mount Rushmore.
I don't know. I mean, legends, when you talk legends, you've got a handful of guys, and Mike Tomlin is just not making it for me. He's a great coach.
Go read the definition of legend. All right, go ahead, Jabari. Tell me.
No, it's okay. I'll be honest. They've been trying to, I don't put this on him at all, because Tomlin, maybe until he wins another Super Bowl, isn't legendary for me. He's a great coach. Don't get it twisted. He's a great coach, and he is going to the Hall of Fame. Let's not get that twisted. He is going to be in the Hall of Fame. But to say legendary, when I think legendary, I'm thinking they built a dynasty that was unstoppable, and it was only stopped because players left or something happened off the field that made them go away. Now, granted, he is still up there with one of the best coaches. He's like top 15, top 12, probably best coaches of all time. Let's get that situated. He's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. There's been maybe about 5 seasons where he didn't go to the playoffs at all, out of almost 15 seasons of being there. And they're still trying to find their identity without Ben being there, which is the problem. They haven't had that's why Ben retired the way he did, because their offense has been absolutely trash. And they've yet to figure out why it's trash. And it's because they don't have anybody. As soon as AB left, that pretty much ended Tomlin's dynasty. And actually, I'm going to roll back something I said. He did build a dynasty. We're not going to sit there and say that Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben were not a big three at one point. Because they were.
Yeah, they were.
4 or 5 years, they were the best triplet in football.
Yeah.
Hands down. It's not even a conversation. If it weren't for what happened then, if maybe they won one Super Bowl then, this would be a totally different conversation in my opinion. But, he's not there yet. If he can win one more, great. If he can't, that's fine. He's still going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay. But what do you think about the Steelers this year? Because I say that now that I think about it, and considering that Tomlin is, Mike thinks that the Steelers are going to be in last place. All right. You know what? I thought that last year. I really did. I thought
Joe Burrow got hurt. I mean, yeah. If everybody stays healthy and like I said, as long as nothing crazy like that happens, I mean, if they're not in last place, they're in next to last place. I mean, I don't know how I don't see them being second in that division or clearly winning that division. I just don't know how you.
No, I don't see that.
Baltimore's better than him, Cincy's better than him, and
Agreed.
Cleveland's better than him.
Even
if we want to take all the offensive struggles, and they're getting Nick Chubb back.
Yeah.
So they're getting Nick Chubb back. The defense is still good. Pittsburgh doesn't have nearly as many offensive weapons as either three of those teams.
Nope.
Well, they didn't last year. And Mike Tomlin still got them there. How does he do that?
That's because everybody else had injuries.
Yes.
Nick Chubb got hurt.
Burrow got hurt.
Burrow got hurt.
Guys.
Yeah.
To tell you this, there's going to be injuries this year.
Yeah, but not your best players.
Your best players.
Yeah, you can't prepare for that, bro.
This is the second time Joe Burrow's been injured and out for a season. So don't give me that. Well,
so they should have.
Didn't he get hurt his rookie year?
Yes.
Does that really count?
Yeah, no.
Sure he's a rookie. He wasn't that important.
Well, yeah, he was. He was starting quarterback.
Because he was a rookie. They didn't have anybody. They let Andy walk.
It's the most important.
And the reason he got hurt is because they had a garbage offensive line block. They basically
got a garbage
blame the organization for him getting hurt.
They still don't have an offensive line.
Nah, not a solid enough, though. I mean, Joe Burrow gets the ball out quick. Here's the thing. Joe Burrow gets all you need to know is Burrow can get the ball out quick. He can get it where it needs to be thrown, and he's got a lot of weapons. And that in itself blows Pittsburgh away.
All right. So since he wasn't that important, right? Tell me who the backup quarterback was for Cincy the year he got hurt.
Who said he wasn't important?
No, sorry, since he was that important.
Hell, I don't know.
It was Brandon Allen. Nobody
I wouldn't have
flying hoop about Brandon Allen. That team still won 9 games with him not being there. They had no offensive line. They hadn't done anything. Like, they built the team around him after that year, after he got hurt. But he was not important. He was not important yet. He didn't do anything until the year after that. Or no, actually 2 years after that. He won Comeback Player of the year after that, and then he went to the Pro Bowl his first time in his career, the year they went 12-4. He only won one more game. He started his rookie year 2-7.
Here's the bottom line. Pittsburgh, you can't credit, well, they weren't in last, they were in it last year. No, yeah, because of injuries, teams have their best players getting hurt. That's not a testament to Tomlin's coaching and how great Pittsburgh is. That's just flat out horrible luck, for the Browns and the Bengals. You lost your best freaking players. That's not going to happen every year. And if that's what it takes for you to be in the mix, then you can't sit here and say, well, see, I told you they'd be in the mix. No, not if you're banking on injuries to happen to get them in the mix. That don't count. Like I said, go take Pittsburgh right now, Bob. Plus 850 on DraftKings.
They're not winning the division. Will you stop it?
Well,
nice pick. By the way, hold on. Jabbar, you said he got hurt in his rookie year and they won 9 games. He got hurt in his rookie year and they went 4-11-1. He got hurt.
Yeah, which is right.
He got hurt.
Sorry. I meant last year they won 9 games. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
Last year they won 9. He still got hurt.
The guy that was backing up last year was Browning, wasn't it?
Jake Browning could have been.
Yeah. Last
Brandon Allen was backing it up his freshman year. But the point of me saying that is because he went 2-7 and then got hurt. What does that have to do with anything?
PhD and me are on the same page.
I think they go over 500 and are a wild card, but they might be in the mix.
I don't think they're winning the division. No, I never said that. Okay. I was talking about the fact that Mike Tomlin's never had a losing record in the regular season.
I'm not even rolling with that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not buying into Pittsburgh being a wild card. Hey, anything's possible. If that happens, here's my stance on that. If they are a wild card, somebody got bit by the injury bug pretty good, and Pittsburgh got backpedaled their way in, man.
Because they were a wild card last year as the 3 seed in that division.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
it very well could happen again.
And you got to remember that AFC East. You got Miami, but Buffalo's not going to go quietly, and Buffalo, Miami, the Jets. Those are 3 potential playoff teams in that division. So
the reason
Pittsburgh's going to have their work cut out for them.
And I'm not a believer in the Browns, guys, is because it's because of Deshaun. I don't know if we're ever going to see that Deshaun Watson that we once saw.
Probably not.
And in some ways, he reminds me a little of Robert Griffin III. But just for some reason, that guy pops into my head.
Clip that. That's probably the best thing I've ever heard you say. Ever. I'm so serious. Like, that is probably the most accurate take I think I've ever heard.
It's pretty similar. And it's no knock on RG3 or Deshaun, but yeah, similar type.
Last minute locks. So let's give him some. I got one. You guys are gonna laugh at, but I don't care because you know I don't mind when people laugh at me. I'm taking the Cardinals money line tonight.
Okay.
Anybody else got a play? We got Reds, Blue Jays, Rockies, Nationals, Guardians, Yankees, Twins, Padres, Diamondbacks, Marlins.
Yeah, I'm rolling with KC -1.5 against the Angels. I like that.
Yeah, I'm on that game as well, but I'm gonna give them a little bit of a parlay. Phillies money line, KC money line, parlay together plus 189 on Bovada.
There you go. Last time we did this, we were 100%. You guys say something else about Tomlin other than never having a losing season to prove your case. Okay, whatever.
I mean, there have been plenty of coaches who have had losing seasons. Mike McCarthy, and people consider him legendary in Green Bay. There's plenty of other coaches we can name, even Jimmy Johnson. Well, Jimmy didn't. That really wasn't his fault, but those are legends. Plenty of Bill Belichick just had a losing season and got fired. So, like, you know,
right.
It's a pretty big thing nowadays. The front office doesn't have a lot of tolerance for losing seasons. You're only going to lose so much before they get rid of you. Matt Patricia from the Patriots tried to go do it with the Lions, got fired. Gary Kubiak did it. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. Bill O'Brien, I don't even want to get into that. Mike Vrabel did it, fired. We can go down the line of just coaches and legendary coaches that have had losing seasons, and then the ones that haven't, and then we can say who's legendary and who's not. So that's not. So
if I clip this like you're talking about, we can get rid of this clip, right?
So Bob, you're telling me that Illinois will be matched up with UConn in the Elite Eight, right?
Right. If Illinois wins and UConn wins, they match up.
I'm on the record saying right now Illinois is in the Final Four this year. They will knock off UConn.
God. And we can get rid of this prediction. If they win it all, you're buying jerseys for everybody.
You don't have to worry about buying them jerseys, so he's okay.
You wouldn't take one?
I mean, unless it's a Luka jersey, no, I'm not taking one. He's not going to need to buy them. He's not going to need to buy them.
Oh, you're saying the Celtics aren't going to win?
Really? He's not gonna need to buy them.
Are you serious?
He's not going to need to buy them.
Yeah, my favorite part of that one there, Jabari, is you said that same line really slow that time. He's not gonna
emphasis on it. Yeah, putting emphasis on it. But boy,
I can replace with the new clip where you said that's the best thing I've ever heard you say.
Man, if I had the time to go through and get clips of
I think that Kirk Cousins breaking his hand was a ruse. He was really looking for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Will you delete that clip? I can't help it. I'll find another clip somewhere along the line. Trust me. Well, all right, folks. Hey, that's almost an hour. Holy shit. That was some fun talk. Look, Jabari, if you're not doing anything Friday, we're going to try to get the group all together. We're putting the band back together.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully we can slide through.
I tell you what.
Great.
Justin's going to play cowbell. Because I think that's what they got in D.C. is cows, don't they? Have a great night. See you tomorrow.